And welcome, Nintendo fans! It's Jaywoods here with a special E3 2017 preview of Super Mario Odyssey. I was able to go to Nintendo's media booth and check out a couple different levels. We had the Sand Kingdom and Metro Kingdoms. I was able to mess around with these in 10 minutes each, but unfortunately Nintendo is only allowing me to share 10 total minutes of footage, so I basically had to go Sophie's choice with my footage, decide which half I loved more, and so I decided to cut it up, show about 5 minutes of each of these two worlds that I was in. Lands, areas, I don't know the official term, but you know what I mean. Right off the bat, I wanted to see, how does Mario control? Mobility is really important. It's one of the reasons that I really love the open world Mario games, the ones that have some of these more open areas, the Sunshine and Super Mario 64 ones. And having a lot of different movement options is important. So right at the bat, checking out important stuff. You can do the classic backflips, cartwheels, triple jumps, long jumps. But you also now have Cappy, which is sort of this, it's a projectile, a short-range projectile. You can throw it, you can twist it to the sides, you can hold it out in front of you and jump off of it, you can pull it forward, you can throw it in the air, you can spin it. There's a lot of different things that you can do with Cappy. You can hold it out in front of you and sort of like use it as this tiny little hoverboard and bounce off of it. It's pretty crazy. This is Toast Arena Town. The whole theme of this game seems to be like I was just looking at the game box and it was all like postcards. It's an Odyssey. You're trying to explore all these different areas. So we've got like this New York inspired area. This one seems to have some Mexico themes. You've got these wonderful, colorful skull enemies. Very cool. Unfortunately, I didn't get much time in the town. I wanted to explore this open desert area, the platforming, and see what the heck's going on. Seems like things started freezing over when the couple, Peach and Bowser, came over here. We've also got Bowser's footprints. I was not able to find Peach or Bowser here. I'm not especially surprised, but I was able to find these ruins where you're able to explore some more of the game's capture ability, where you use Cappy to take over enemies. At first, I was like, hey, how come I'm not taking over these Goombas? These are tiny little Goombas, they don't count. I guess they've got to be, you know, only certain targets can be captured. However, this little robotic floating telescope certainly does allow you to capture it. You can actually look a full 360 degrees around you. It was with gyro, so I was twisting my body, probably looking like an idiot in the media booth. But yeah, you can do it. There's a lot of freedom. These worlds are really big, so it's actually really important that you have the ability to look around every once in a while. You might find something of interest and want to go and explore it. Very Breath of the Wild-like, very similar. It's like when you get to the top of a tower in Breath of the Wild, find something in the distance, you say, hey, I want to run off and I want to find that. But the real cool thing with capture, not just using those, is actually taking over some of these enemies. So, finally hit one here with the Bullet Bill. And it's awesome. You can accelerate, you cannot decelerate, so once you decide you want to go crazy, you go crazy. Eventually, like, you can't just fly infinitely away. Eventually, they will explode on their own, but you can go a really long distance. I'm also just discovering that there's this roll ability with Mario. We'll be showing that more later. That feels great. That is awesome when you want to just get over a wide stretch of land. So here, we took over the Bullet Bill. It's beautiful. Everything you take over gets a cap and gets a mustache too. And boom! We got a moon! Moons are this game's sort of equivalent of stars. Watch out. Ooh, just barely survived. I also learned when you throw your cap in the air, it gives you a little extra boost similar to like the spin boost that we've seen in the modern 3D Mario games. Also, one thing you might be noticing right here is I'm not gaining health with these coins. This really surprised me. The Demore told me, hey, if you ever find any of these checkpoint flags, it instantly recovers your health. Otherwise, you need to find hearts. Also, when you die in this game, there's no like life system, no one-ups. By the way, this is this amazing transition. The music even changes. These little 8-bit Mario sections are beautiful. Or a little classic 2D. I don't know. It looks a lot like the 8-bit Mario. Similar assets. It might be identical, actually. I haven't held them side by side. But anyway, those are really cool. And when you die, you actually lose coins. And you can spend coins to actually purchase things in this game. So they actually make like dying in this game like an actual mild punishment. It's not quite Dark Souls, you know, I can't go back and I don't lose a bunch of all my coins and I have to go back and find a sack where I died to get my coins back, or like Shovel Knight. But it is just nice to know that they kind of got rid of this useless one-up system. It never really mattered. So I'm here, I'm collecting all kinds of moons scattered all over the place. I have heard, I believe the developer said that these moons will be more common than stars or shine sprites, like you might have seen in other 3D Mario games. I would imagine that there are several more than 120 in this game, just from the fact of how quickly I am collecting them. Also, some of them are sort of like story moons. Like that last one that I got had a very different cutscene than the other ones that I sort of just found incidentally. And it opened up this next area. I think each level has like a linear segment. Oh, and then I got cut off. This is the tough part about these demos. I actually really like these kinds of demos. They had them for Breath of the Wild. And it's cool because a lot of people are going to be capturing footage. But because they cut you off at such a short amount of time, but they leave the entire world open to you, hopefully the footage that you're seeing from me is a little different than the footage that you're seeing from other people that were able to attend E3. So we're in New Donk City, or at least the outside of it, and I'm going to try and make my way over there. Also, there's these special power-ups, or special coins. I didn't talk about them when I just collected them in the last kingdom. But there's like 100 coins for each little area, kingdom, whatever you want to call it, exclusive to that area. It very much reminds me of the old 3D Collectathons, the Banjo-Kazooies, the Spyro, the Dragon games. There's incentive for you to explore and collect while still having like platforming sections inside. Right off the bat, I couldn't help myself. I had to do this jump rope game. I saw it. I wanted to see, hey, if I start jumping, will this work? Oh, of course it will. And we're off. I probably probably should have sped this segment up a little bit. I think we get 40 or something total, but it keeps getting faster. Well, at some point it reaches a speed where you're accidentally double jumping. You know, I'm trying to just short hop my way through it, trying to jump in advance. I actually think I get too cautious and I jump too early in advance here. And rip, miss. You're pretty good. We got a moon for it. There was an NPC at some point that was like, wow, I would love to see 100 jumps in a row. That ain't me. I wanted to explore other stuff. Here's Mayor Pauline. By far one of the most interesting characters that we know is going to be in this game. Pauline, the original damsel in distress from the Donkey Kong game. We've also seen her in things like Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but otherwise she isn't extremely common of a appearance in Mario games. There's so many fan theories already. What the heck's going on with her? After all, this city's called New Donk City. Does that mean that Donkey Kong's involved? Is Donkey Kong still involved with Pauline? Is he gonna do the King Kong thing, go up on the Empire State Building? Does she still have the hots for Mario? Is she trying to hire Bowser, kidnap Peach? I don't know. There's a million things you can say, but it has me interested. They've also pulled characters from other games. I saw like Captain Toad in here. So I'm wondering how it's all going to tie together. By the way, there was probably my best example of the Mario roll. It is wonderful. It really, it really gets you across. My mission here is to find 4 musicians so that we can have a concert. And like here, you can see how quickly I'm collecting these moons. I'm getting a moon per musician that I find. It's also still incredibly strange to me that there are just like real people here alongside Mario. You can also apparently possess at least one of them. I saw it in the trailer, but I wasn't able to find out how to do it here. Also, very quickly, I showed the map system. I loved that it's got this little, like, it's like a informational brochure, as if you were a tourist to the area. But there's fast traveling in this game. Every time you unlock one of these checkpoints, you can just fast travel to one of them and explore that way. Which I think is really helpful if you're going to have worlds that are this dang big. Really, really open world, really huge areas. The only thing I didn't really get in this demo, and of course they did the thing with Breath of the Wild where like, this is 1% of the game, or, you know, like a very small percentage of what's actually going on here. I want to see more like tight platforming challenges. I got a little taste of it, but I have not seen enough. And I know that they've been showing a bunch of stuff on the treehouse as well, so I'm gonna have to look back to that footage, see what's hidden in here. Here's like a tiny, you know, tiny little baby platforming challenge, but I would love to see some of the tight, crazy stuff that we saw in games like Super Mario Sunshine. The segments where they took Flood away from you were fantastic. So I went ahead, I wrapped up this quest. I spent basically all 10 minutes on it. I was asking all the aides around me. I was like, hey, where the heck's the next musician? Also, every time you collect a new musician, it adds their music to this little concept they've got going on. And check it out. We've got this wonderful little take on the classic Mario theme. big band style. And this was like another story quest. It unlocked another quest where I would have to go underground, save the electricity, but we just don't have time for it. It's just a little 10-minute preview. Also, the most important technology I learned is you can infinitely spin with Mario. As long as you continue to rotate the control stick every couple of seconds, you can spin forever. Definitely the most important thing that I discovered in today's playthrough. Thank you so much for watching this E3 preview. I've got a few more things that I've got to share. I don't have as much preview footage as I've gotten in past E3s, but I do have a really big special opportunity with Ubisoft that I did with the Mario Rabbids game coming up. So stay tuned for more from that. Thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Nintendo content.